delivering power-packed ideas for online success. This is Incredible Internet Marketing with James Reynolds.
Welcome back to another incredible internet marketing podcast. My name's James Reynolds, and on today's show we've got, well, I'm going to try and describe her. She's described herself as a media observationist, but I'm going to put the broad term of media mogul on this lady. She's a mentor to world champions. She's a personal friend of mine, and that's Marie O'Riordan. Marie, welcome.
James, I miss you, and it's so great to talk to you and your listeners and your staff and your mentees right now. So I'm honored. Thank you.
Fantastic. Well, it's always, as you know, it's always great to catch up. We've known each other for, I guess, close to a couple of years now, and shared some great experiences. Why don't we start off just by sharing the Marie backstory, because you've got a pretty colourful and interesting story to tell. Tell us a little bit about that.
Sure, I'd be delighted to, James. And if we go way, way back, I guess, I guess from the media point of view itself, I started broadcasting on national radio when I was a nipper, really, at 13 years of age. And, you know, back then someone gave me a chance. And within 12 months, I moved into national television. And within 12 months of that, again, I became an award-winning filmmaker. So that was at 15 years of age, which helped the media career vastly. And as we step up the media career to focus on that in this interview right now with iTunes, which I love, basically by 19 qualified in journalism and radio, by 20 reporting as a journalist for CNN. Did in New York also, was working with other international radio and TV stations, newspapers, magazines. At 22, the last interview Mother Teresa gave in her home in Calcutta was with me, which was a massive honour. And more recently, just in March of this year, Oprah Winfrey in St. Louis, Missouri. So it's been a very honouring career. I feel very honoured, really, to have been surrounded by so many people over the decades. It's been 24 years right now. And if we take it back even further, of course, there were, I suppose, as a child, you know, very motivated on achievement. And now this week, in fact, James, it's hot off the press, and you have this as well.
Is this an exclusive?
Just been named just been named the inspiration mentor for Irish world champions, those athletes. And they're also ranked as world #1. And I'm going to be working on site at the London 2012 Olympics. So I hope that gives you a little bit of a backstory.
No, it's fantastic. I think it's really important that, you know, when we bring experts on like you to talk about these topic matters, that we qualify you to, you know, be experts, you know, on these particular things, because, you know, there's so much, let's say, hot air that's out there, especially in the internet marketing space, which my listeners are, you know, extremely involved in. It's really important to make sure when we're teaching this stuff that those people that are out there teaching actually know what they're talking about. And I think that's fair to say your CV definitely proves that, Marie.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the comments, and I feel very aligned with what you say, because, you know, this has been my life experience. This is, you know, this is the way it is. These are the people that have influenced me, and I've worked with face to face. And I feel very privileged to have the career that I've had. And at 36 right now, I feel like, James, I'm just getting started, and that's why I'm here with you to share some advice.
Fantastic. So, as we've just spoken about, I mean, you've worked across a variety of different media platforms. You've spoken about TV, radio. I know you've done a lot of online stuff. There's been, you know, print and press. Why is media important to a business, Marie?
I feel it's essential for any business, James, especially in this economy right now. It can have the ability to set you apart from the rest. And I don't mean competition in the traditional sense, with the people in your sector, if I like to put it that way. But I mean, you know, exposure and media changed my life. It has changed my clients' lives. And when you have the right type of publicity as well, because in fairness, you know, everyone says that all publicity is good publicity, and, you know, you can have different spins on that. And, you know, I wouldn't describe myself as a spin master, but I have written and crafted some of the best converting press releases that have ever been written.
Yeah. So do you think that's a sort of a byproduct of the communication channels that exist now? Because I think, you know, perhaps a few years back, almost any publicity would have been good publicity. But now, because there's so much more, or so many more feedback mechanisms in terms of people blogging and commenting online, this stuff can really, become very big if the wrong press gets out there, I would assume.
Yeah, things can take legs so much faster right now. And what we witnessed, especially in the Twitter age now, James, which I've been monitoring very closely over the years, is the fact that, people on the ground and your mentees and the people listening right now can actually get to the site of breaking news faster than the media can get a microphone or a camera or a reporter. So what we see, especially, and I mean this in the right sense, but especially when something major happens, or there's a disaster, or there's a tsunami alert, or there's an earthquake, what you're finding is the on-the-spot reporters is basically anyone with an iPhone.
Yeah.
And that has absolutely revolutionized media and made it more accessible for people all around the world. And that's why, they speak to the likes of you, they speak to the likes of me for that expertise going forward, because it is important that you utilize it in the right way. I mean, fine, in the hands of the right person, a mobile phone can be a reporting device, if you can call it that. But what are you saying? And what's your message? And what's your true intention? And where are you directing people? And are you just talking hot air? Because if you don't have the credibility and the truth to back it up, you might as well just turn off your computer.
So you're saying behind all of this, there really must be, a strong strategy of really what messaging you're trying to get out there into the marketplace.
I believe there has to be a solid foundation of focus, because the worst thing that could happen to anyone is having an experience out there in the media, a huge media experience, and not being able to handle it. I mean, I'm not going to name names here, but we have witnessed months where there was an exponential experience for someone with one of the most viewed videos in the history of the world. And there are alleged reportings from the media as well, and entertainment sites, that one of the people in question apparently had a complete mental breakdown. So you need to know what you're doing before you unleash this craft upon the rest of the world. The thing is, James, that if someone like me, who grew up on a farm in Ireland, could figure it out, and in fact, fine, I write some of the best converting press releases in the world right now, but James, I failed English in my final exams.
Well, that makes... Well, actually, I didn't fail, but I came close, so we're probably on a similar level there.
But at the heart of everything that I do is a huge amount of heart and emotion. And if you're putting that heartfelt experience and emotion into what you do, you're able to touch and move an audience like no one else. I was asked to review a corporate video today, and I just got tired of all the times I heard in their video, "We do this, we are experts in that." And I was just thinking, no, how do you help me and my family?
Yeah.
And go deeper than the scientific, barometers and all these figures and percentages. I want to know, how is this going to touch me and my family when we're at home in the evening?
So is that at the heart of it? Is it really just about connecting with your audience, or is there?
This has been another episode of Incredible Internet Marketing with James Reynolds. For more supercharged strategies, visit IncredibleInternetMarketing.com.